before I turn the thing. Hello. I'm Tiffany. Welcome to my quilting life. It is Sunday. So Sunday where I feel like sewing a bag. I'm not going to work on that behind me. Nope. Nope. Not ready yet. I know you're all waiting for it to get finished and so on, but you know, sometimes you just need a break from things, and well, I need that break. So I'm going to make a bag since I haven't made a bag in so long. If you've been in my channel a long time, you'll see this is the last bag I made on a live stream. That's been a while since I made this lovely bag on a live stream a long time ago. It's been months. So yeah, I made this on a live stream, and today we're going to make a jean bag. And I'll tell you how to do everything. Mine and yours will not be the same, but I will tell you how to do it and how to get there. All right, let me see who is all here. Well, I can't go back that far, but Delia, Matt, Meg, Linda, Susan, Steve, and Norma, or it's probably just Norma. Siberian Wind, Tracy, Pat, Heather, Donna, Sherry, Joanna, Judy, Sharon, Kathy, Marlene, Sharon, and so many more. Welcome, everybody. So we're going to make a bag out of jeans, and I have a bunch of my son's jeans, like a bunch. And then I had, in my garage, I have this whole entire bin of, when I first started making bags in jean a long time ago, we would pick them up at the thrift store or at garage sales and stuff, looking for bigger sized jeans so that I have a lot more jean fabric to work with. So men's jeans, I have some women's jeans, a lot. I have a lot, because my old jeans, if you guys remember me back in the past when I was a little skinnier, I didn't wear a very big size jeans, so I wasn't able to get very much out of the jeans when I was making bags. So I decided to move on to men's jeans because you get so much more fabric. So I'm going to take these, what are these even? Rustlers. I'm going to take these because they have a nice big huge butt and that's what I want. And then I have this really cool black fabric that I'm going to use as, it's blue, navy blue with black as the lining. I also got myself black zipper by the yard because I don't know what size this is going to be. So obviously you need zipper by the yard. And then I also grabbed the bolt of, like I said, I use this for more bag making, is the Pellon Fusible Featherweight 911. Pellon 911, it's the FF. So I'm going to use some of this. And I think also I might use some scrap batting to make the walls stand up tighter, because we are going to make a round bag. A round bag. So that's what I'm going to do today, and I'm going to show you how to make up your own round jean bag. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing I need to do is cut some fabric. I don't know how much I'm going to need yet, but I'm going to start with cutting the round part. And I want to use the front pocket, you know, as well as a back pocket. So I'm going to try to stay on one side of these jeans. And I'm hoping it doesn't, I'm going to have to go on that side because it's bigger for the amount of area that I'm going to need to cut out without this whole zipper.
Do you have the scissors?
I have scissors. No, this is a good tear. So I'm going to start by cutting a square-ish right here along the seam at the all the way to the crotch seam, and then I'm going to come over this way. Oops. Brain. I'm going to come down about right here, cut across, open said jeans up, cut across again, the butt side, all the way to the crotch and then up, but I might have to cut into this side seam, and that's what I'm going to do. Because I can use the other side of these for something else. Okay. Now, I don't know how I'm going to get this pocket without... I'll have to cut a circle out of one side and then take the pocket from the other side is what I'm going to have to do. Circle, a circle. I need something that's a circle. I don't have anything. No, I'm just going to fold this in half. I can do it this way because you could draw a circle from like a plate or something, but I'm going to fold this. And I'm just going to cut. Right there. Come on. Oh, scissors. Yes, you could do it. And it doesn't have to be a perfect circle either. You can do whatever you want. It's your bag. Okay. Let me take more off of this side. Right here. That's a funky shaped circle.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
I just don't want to lose a lot of the pocket. So if it's not completely circle, oh well. Okay. Does that look like a circle? A little bit more, huh? Probably should turn the iron on. There. That looks like a circle, right? That looks like a circle. Or not.
Okay. The iron on for the jeans?
Yeah. You know, I never said this was an easy, perfect process to do this here. As long as I can create the curve. I could do it right there. Well, I want to be able to fit this whole pocket in there. So I have to come up a little bit. It's not going to be an exact circle. Guess why? Because I don't care. But I don't want to cut the pocket. So I'm going to line this up and cut the same shape. There we go. You could probably use a plate to make your circle. You know, I'm just kind of lazy and don't feel like doing that. That's about right. Can I have the purple handled ones over there behind you?
These ones?
Yep.
Big dogs?
Yep. My Karen K. Buckley scissors, they're serrated, so it probably will cut through this jean better. That looks equal. And what I could do is I could actually sew this pocket closed, which is what I'm going to do on this machine real quick. I didn't even turn it on yet. All right, sewed my pocket closed. Now I can chop the excess off and it'll still be a pocket, but it won't be super duper long. See, still a usable pocket. All right, 2 oval shapes. Why? Because it doesn't need to be completely a circle.
Darn right.
I can make my bag whatever I want it to be. Okay, now you need your measuring doohickey. This is important. A measuring doohickey is going to determine how far around you need to go to create, you know, your, there's a word for it, your gusset that goes around the bag. So I need chalk pencil because I won't be able to see anything else. And I'm going to mark where I want the top of my bag. So this right here is going to be the top of my bag, and I think the zipper should be about from here all the way to this side. So about right here to there. Is the iron on so I can get these flat real quick?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Hold on, I'm just going to iron these flat real quick. Make it a little easier. I don't know if I'm going to be able to even sew through that, but we'll see.
I thought you were using the industrial.
I am. Oh, I just meant because it's got the seam there. That seam might be a little bit harder to get through. I just need to make a couple extra little trims right here. Now that they're pressed, I can get them flat. And equal. All right. So go ahead and mark where I want it to start. Just a little white line about right here. Straight across right here. I'm going to lay it on the other one, and I'm going to mark that too. Right there. Okay. And now I'm going to take my measuring doohickey, measuring tape. I know, I'm just so weird when I do stuff. I'm going to put it on 0, and I'm going to walk it around my curve. And mine lands at 17.5, and we're going to add more than 1/2 inch to that. We're going to add 1/2 inch on both sides for the seam. So I'm going to do 17.5, 18.5. We're going to do 18.5 inches. So from my jeans, I got to figure out how wide I want it to be. And I think 2.5, 3 inches. I'm going to cut 3-inch wide. Wow, these bottoms. He really walked on his bottoms of his pants a lot. All right. Let's cut this off, and I'm going to go ahead and iron this flat so I can get nice straight cuts. What was that number again? 18.5? Ooh, they smell like him. All right. I'm going to go ahead and split it at the seam. Give it a better press. It's just not laying flat. Lay this right here. I'm going to cut with a ruler straight up this leg. And we're going to cut an 18.5 by 2.5, no, 3-inch piece. Sorry, that's what I'm going to do for mine. Because I'm going to lose my seam allowance anyway. So 3 inches is what I'm going to cut. I'm going to do the same thing to the lining fabric too. All right, and then we're going to cut another, we're going to cut 2 1.5-inch strips because that's going to go across the top. We'll figure out the top measurement in a minute, but we're going to cut the strips anyway while we're right here. 1.5. They're going to go on the outsides of the zipper. Oh, that's not straight. Let's remake it straight again. Try that again. 1.5. I need 2 of these strips that are 1.5 because they're going to go on each side of the zipper.
Why don't you just cut that bottom off?
Oh,
Big strips out of that.
I'm not really technically.
Oh, okay.
I'm just got to trim this to 18.5 inches first, which is on my ruler, which would be the bottom part. So I'm going to put it at 18.5, which is right about here. Okay, there's that. Now I need to find out what the top measurement is, and I still have those markings, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm also going to add my 1/2 inch into that. My 1 inch, sorry, 1/2 inch for each side. We're going to measure around the circumference of the top. 15.5, 16.5. We're going to go to 16.5 for both of these pieces by 1.5. Here, make a nice straight cut. Go to 16.5 right here. That should be plenty perfect. All right, we need 16.5 and 18.5 and 2 circles out of our lining. That. I also need 16.5 off of my zipper, which I'll cut that first real quick. What did I just say, 16.5? I'll cut right here. Grab a zipper head. I'm just using black zipper and black zipper head. Why? Because it's a lot of black. It's a black bag. All right, lining. How wide is this? I'm just going to cut a strip that's as wide as the circle of the bag. Right there. Move that out of the way. I'm going to place this on here, and I'm going to cut the same size as my bag. So I'm just using scissors. I'm going to cut 2 of these pieces, by the way, because we need 1 for each side. probably be easier if I just.
There you go. Just use that
Use
as
the
your template.
rotary cutter.
I like that.
There we go. That's the same size. Now we're going to cut another one. Just going to use this as its template. Using my rotary cutter very carefully, like. Not chopping my fingers off. Okay. And then I need, not to lose my zipper head. We also need to cut straps out for the bag too. And I'll use these pieces to make my strap hooks. That way, you know, it's nice. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and press the leftovers of this so I can get a nice flat cut for my outside.
That's really cool with the fabric. I like that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do the strap half of this and half of this. Because that just sounds good to me.
Half jean and half regular? Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
All right. All those pieces. I'm going to make a nice straight cut. Turn it around. And we're going to do 1 3-inch, which is this side. This was 60 wide fabric, by the way, that I'm using. That's why I have so much left over after cutting. And then I need 2 1.5s. And then we'll cut the strap off the other piece fresh. So this needs to be by 18.5, right? That's what it was. We're also going to be making binding too for the inside of the bag. And straight 18.5. So there's that piece for that part of the bag. Then the 2 1.5-inch ones were, I don't remember how many inches those were already. I already forgot. I think they were 16.5. Yep, 16.5. I'm going to cut 2 16.5s. And it's nice and straight on a line. And cut 2 16.5s. Okay, there's those pieces. And then I'm going to interface these lining pieces real quick. I'm just going to put the interfacing on the lining with my Hellon. Just laying them over here. We're going to lay this on here, and then I'll cut away after it's pressed on. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm literally just laying the pieces directly on the interfacing and ironing them.
You want me to turn the camera?
You don't need to turn the camera.
Have you ever made a quilt coat?
I have not made a quilt coat. I'm not very good with clothes, especially clothes that involve sleeves. I do make clothes that have no sleeves, like tank tops. I do know how to do that. I've never made a quilt coat. I don't even know where I'd wear it ever because I live in the hottest place in the United States. So what I did is, see, I just hooked them directly on. And now I will cut them off. to make sure I don't lose the, there it is, that. I don't want to lose that. All right, go ahead and cut all this apart. All right. Trim it a little bit closer to the excess. That way it's not protruding when I go to sew the seam. But also remember I said I wanted to use a little bit of batting for stiffness. Not a lot, just a little bit. So I'm literally going to have this piece hooked to this piece. So it's going to be the jean hooked to that. And then these two pieces, which we're going to sew over there with the zipper in between. I'm literally just going to separate the zipper after the fact. So let's go over to the other machine. We're going to sew on the industrial today.
Are you going to move the camera? I'm not sure exactly how you want it.
Yeah, I'll move the camera. Camera's moving. So just a quick turn. All right. Oh, this chair is not comfortable.
That's what I said. Do you want me to bring the other chair over?
No, it's fine. I want my zipper right side with the zipper outside of the bag, and then right sides together with the zipper. So my zipper is facing away from, or right sides together with the outside of the jean, and then my lining fabric is now going to go right sides together with that. And because I didn't even think to pull some of these out. We're just going to clip these pieces together all the way down so that it stays nice and straight. You know, because I'm known for like sewing crazy like and making messes, and you know, that's just me. I'm literally don't even have the zipper head on this. I'll separate it after I'm done sewing everything. That way everything stays lined up. All right, so now I'm going to sew with a pretty much a 1/4 inch seam. I can feel the zipper on the edge of my foot on this machine. All right. Once that is sewn, I'm going to open it up and I am going to finger press it as best as I can. I know it's a lot of black, it's hard to see. Everything away from, and I'm going to top stitch. So I'm going to start on this side of it, and I'm going to just pull it tightly open and top stitch. I don't even know. I'm using like a 3.5 stitch length. Three and a half millimeter. That helps. And black thread. This is just going to be an all black bag except for the inside, the lining.
The Juki goes through this stuff too, right?
Oh yes, the Juki, the other Juki that I sew on daily can go through jean, yes. But I'm using this machine because I haven't used this machine in a really long time. And once we start going to the binding part, you're going to need a machine that can sew through layers. The other Juki, the TL2010Q, can sew through all those layers, but I just want to use this machine because it never gets used, literally. I have no idea why I even got it because I never use it. Now that that side's on, I'm going to do the same exact procedure where I take this side, right sides together with the zipper. And I'm just going to hook this on this side real quick, and then we'll remove the clips and go to the other side. All right, and I'm going to go to the other side and put that right sides together. I'm just going to pull the clip out, put the clip back on. And now, sew it. Again, I can fill the zipper. It's lined up with the edge of the foot because I don't have a zipper foot for this machine. But it lines up pretty good. And you really don't need a zipper foot. Lines up pretty good. All right, I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to push this way and push this way, and I'm going to top stitch and yank it. Let's go from this side as I go. So that way it's nice and pulled out and flush. And I'm stitching 1/8 of an inch away from the unfolded edge. All right, so here's my top part of the bag. Obviously, I need to straighten it up because it, shifted. It's going to do that. I'm going to straighten it up a little. And this is why I gave myself 1/2 of an inch of seam allowance. Camera moved, sorry. Because I'm going to take that 1/2 an inch away pretty much. To about 1/4 of an inch.
Does that machine work for piecing?
That machine is not for piecing, no. I cannot sew really skinny materials through it. It just makes a big jumbled mess. All right, those pieces are sewn together. Now I'm just going to split it and insert the zipper head. I might have to use my zipper jig. Can you pass me the zipper jig over there, please? The purple thing, it's right on the edge.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Just throw it to me.
Why would I do it at you? It's kind of sharp on the end there.
Goes on like this. Oh, come on. It goes on like this. Whew. And then like this. Are you kidding me? Oh. Put it back in.
I notice your thread lines are taut. Is there a tip in there?
My thread what?
Your thread lines are taut. Is there a tip in there?
A tip of what? I have no idea what that question is. I don't know what that question means. My thread is tight because of the stitch length. Oh, come on. I think I have easier time doing it without this zipper thing. One more. Right there. One more time. Okay, I give up. Sorry guys, I'm having one of those days today. Still, my week has just been No, don't do that. Back it up. Thank you. Aye. That took a second, but I was able to do it without the zippery thing. Anyways, now my zipper is there. You can see I kept it closed on the ends, so it could just stay open at the end right there. All right, to give this a little bit of thickness. Oh, and this should be the same width as this now. So this was 3" by whatever inch, okay? So just remember, when you do that, half and half, because your zipper is 1 inch wide, right? So if I had 1.5 inches on each side, 1.5 and 1.5 is 3 in actual mathematical, not minus your seam allowance. Then you take your 1/4 inch seam and you're putting also in a 1 inch zipper. So your outside piece is 3 and your 2 pieces for your zipper are 1.5. If you're doing bigger, then go bigger. But this is kind of actually wide for this round circular kind of bag. So 3 inches is a pretty good size. Plus we're taking the seam allowance, you know, away from. I'm going to take this piece of batting though, real quick. And I am going to layer it between these 2 layers. Actually, I'm just going to cut to this one and then put it in between the 2. I want some thickness because I still got to put some interfacing on the outside of the bag, and I'm also going to use some batting. I'm going to sew it on. I just want it to be a little bit thicker, if that makes any sense at all. And yes, I'm cutting in ways I'm not supposed to, but it just feels right. So I am going to baste this piece onto this piece using this machine right here. And I didn't have to put it in the seam allowance, but I did. Just do a really wide stitch. Just hooking them together so that it stays. It's just a basting stitch. That's all I'm doing. If I can get it to stay flat. Wanting to shift now. These jeans have a little bit of a stretch to them. Okay, I'm going to pop those stitches because it really stretched right here on this end. I have a really thick stitch length though. I'm just going to pop this end because it really decided to stitch. All I'm trying to do is make it thicker. I got to do it from this side. That jean is slightly stretchy. There we go. Now it's not funky. All right, there's that piece now. And now I'm going to put some interfacing on these two circles. And then I'm also going to put a little bit of batting because why not? It's just cotton batting, all I'm using. You don't have to do this, but I want some thickness to my bag. And plus, my bag is not quite round. It's kind of oval shaped, but guess what? I don't care. We're having fun here, creating something that nobody else will have anyway. One of a kind. So I'm just putting interfacing on. I wasn't able to glue it down properly because the iron, I can't tell where the iron is landing. So I'm going to glue down around the edges as soon as I'm done cutting this. I just don't want the glue on the iron since we're down to our last iron. Well, technically not. There's one at the long arm and there's one in the fabric room, but they're not that great.
Yeah, past 2 months we went through a lot of irons.
Yeah, we've gone through a lot of irons this recently, past couple months.
Just this year.
This year, yes.
This year, we'll put it that way. It's been 6 months and we went through, what, 4 irons?
Yeah. I almost bought, the thrift store had a bunch of them when we went the other day. I was going to buy some, but then Scott's like, you know what?
They weren't that cheap.
They weren't that cheap for a thrift store. So we're like, well, you know, let's just buy the brand new ones at Walmart. All right. Those are there. Now I'm going to place these on here with some batting that fell. Is that a big enough piece? Oh, wow. That's like exactly the size. Okay, and I gotta grab one more for this other one. This is more square. Yep. I have lots and lots of batting scraps. I give them away too, and I still have tons. Because people like to make stuffed stuff.
Yeah, we give bags.
Yeah, I give bags and bags and bags of batting away. I only keep biggerish cuts for bowl cozies or table runners or placemats or whatever I need a small piece of batting for. All right, so this is going to go to this. And I'm going to stitch that down, and this one is going to go to this. And I'm going to stitch that down. And I just realized that These are totally, that go that way, that went that way, okay. Totally messed up right there. That's okay. Just gonna go ahead and give it a little tiny top stitch all the way around the edge. Hold it. It's gonna be in the seam allowance. I'm also going a little bit slower because I don't want it to shift too much. I still had one of the, what's the word for it? Belt loops on here. Everything's good. This is probably a not needed step, but I'm doing it anyway. And I'm also going to take and recircular these now that they're sewn. I'm hoping I'm not confusing anybody if you want to make your own bag, you know. Okay. Should be about the same, both of these. Still, hopefully. Just cutting off this excess batting and such. All right, let's make sure. Oh yeah, they're still good. Still good. All right, now I'm going to take this outside piece, which is the bottom, and we're just going to make sure that the top, I'm going to lay it over here and put the bottom like this. And with their seam allowances, oh, look at that. Perfect. I think it's even like a ½ an inch too big. So I'm going to cut just a little tiny bit off each end and then check again. There.
Look at you, you got this.
Here. Like that. I'm like, oh, that's still too big. Let's cut this a better straighter then. A better straighter, you know? For that I can only talk properly. I may have overmeasured, you know? I'm not perfect. All right, let's see. Now this. Bring them together. Perfect. All right. I'm going to take this one and this one, and I'm going to put them right sides together, except I'm hooking the ends, so you should have a hole. So I'm literally going to hook the ends together over there at the other machine, because this is now a lot of layers. Oh, wait. We need to make a zipper tab. Hold on. I mean, not zipper tab. Hooking tabs for my hook things. I knew I was skipping out on something. I have this lovely bin.
D-rings and all that.
We need D-rings. Wait, which ones are those? Those better ones? Better? Okay. I need 2 D-rings. And we, for now, because I didn't make every part, totally spaced this. We need to hook these between here. So this was the leftover of my 3-inch. I'm going to take this and cut off 3.5, fold it in, fold it over. Let's not do 3.5. Let's do 2-inch. And like this, and like this. Oh, what am I doing? I want a 1-inch piece. I don't know what you're doing. I need 4 inches. You know, when you're having a day, you're having a day. I need more than one of these anyway, but fold this in, fold this. I'm not going to interface this because it is jean. So I need another one of these. We're going to stitch this over there. I need another 3-inch. I mean another 4-inch piece. Sorry. So I'm just going to grab it right here off this edge. Just a little 4 by whatever. I don't know what I was thinking just now. 4 inches by whatever inches. And I'm going to go press this over at the iron. I will make them the correct size in just a moment. So right now they're just 4 inches by whatever. I'm going to fold the 2 ends in to touch each other and then in half. And I'm just going to use the iron to push it down, and then we'll top stitch these over at the other machine while we're over there. Sorry, it's taking me a second. It's jean, so it's a little bit harder to work with. And apparently it has a slight stretch to it. It's going to be very thick too. So okay, why is that one better looking? One is better looking than the other. How did that happen? Did I not press these both? Which way is 4 inches? Oh, it's this way. That's what I did wrong. Oh, man. I cracked myself up today. There we go. We want a 1-inch hook. That's what we want, because that's what I have for my D-rings. They're 1 inch. All right, that's much better. All right, I'm just going to take these over. We're going to sew these and this while we're over there. Camera is moving. It's going to go quick. I'm going to start by sealing these off so they're folded in half and in half again. They were 4 inches. Now this should be 1 inch, and it should fit through our D-rings perfectly. See? This is going to be very thick too, like super thick. I don't know if I want it that thick. It's jean. Why do I need it that thick? It doesn't really fray like everything else, but we don't want it to fray so much that it falls apart. This is too thick. We're going to see right now. Let's see how thick it ends up being. that is kind of thick, but this machine can sew through that. It's the other Juki, that's a lot of layers, because that's now 8 layers right there of jean. Let me sew this other one real quick. Obviously, they're not the same size. Oops, and I broke my thread. Sorry guys, this one takes a little bit longer to thread because I don't have my little threader over here.
Do you want me to grab your little threader?
No.
I can get it.
No, this thread is too thick for the little threader.
Oh, well then, it's not because you don't have your little threader.
It won't grasp right. I don't want to ruin it. Okay. Is it out of bobbin already? That just ruined that. How is it out of bobbin already?
When was the bobbins not?
Oh, you know what? It's the top thread tangling because the bobbin ran out. Sorry guys, this machine is such a hassle.
Yes, today it's not working well
For me. Oh, it didn't.
Yeah,
Look at it happen.
That's what I said. It didn't run out. It just got screwed up.
Yep.
It was rolled around.
Totally messed up because of the way it rolls. I don't know what's wrong with the bobbin winder on this machine. I didn't learn enough about this machine, so it's kind of
Here, do you want to try and use it now?
not really.
Oh.
I'll throw it back in after this one runs out.
Okay, well that's what I meant. Should I just cut it here? All the mess is done. It seems to be good now.
Okay.
I don't know how good that will be, but
Yeah, I probably should have used this more when I first got it.
it's okay, honey. We tried something. If it doesn't work, we can go over to the Juki. The Juki's are ready and wait.
There we go.
See, it looks good now, though, right?
Yeah.
Look that off because I just rolled it while holding it.
All right. I'm going to put, I don't like this thickness. It might be too much.
That is awful thick.
This is jean, and it's just, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I think I'm going to just cut a piece off of here and let the thing fray. I think that would be fine, right?
How come you can see the mechanism of the machine on the back of the Juki?
This is a walking foot machine. That's why you can see all this. It has a walking foot, so it's an even feed. It takes in the bottom the same as the top. All right, I think what I'm going to do is literally just put this in like this and let these ends fray, because that's what jean is really cool about that. So I don't really like this whole double fold thing. So I'm literally just leaving it. It's a little bit bigger than it needs to be because the ends will
What if you
fray.
just use the lining fabric?
I
instead
don't
of the
want to
jean?
use the lining fabric. I want to use the jean.
Okay, well that's what they're all asking.
No, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to give it a nice top stitch right here next to the thing. I like this idea better. Because I think it will look funny not funny, funky. That's the word I'm trying to use. Funky. I like funky. All right, right now they're oversized. They're bigger than they need to be, so I'm just gonna kind of put them in right here, letting it stick out a little bit. I'm gonna sew this end. I want it sticking out at least like an inch. And that's just me. Right here. And it's centered over the zipper area. Oops. Right there. Because I have to put binding over this anyway. And it came unthreaded again. Yeah, this machine, well, I have to use it more often. Plus, I don't like this thread. Honestly, I think I'm going to train this machine to use different thread. Because this is pretty thick thread for this machine. It's Tex 70 or something like that. It was highly recommended by bag makers. All right, there's that. I'm going to go ahead and use these to cut off this end. Now I'm going to go to this side and I'm going to do that same thing where I lay it, where it's about an inch hanging over into the zipper area. I'm going to grab this end now and line those two ends up and stitch across that. And I sewed just a little bit bigger than a 1/4 inch seam because, again, we're using jean, and I'm also going to take and put some binding over the ends. But now I have this nice big huge piece. My two ends are on there to hook my bag, and they're sloppy, and I like that. I think that's going to be awesome. But what I need to do is throw some binding over. So I'm going to grab a 3-inch wide by 2.5 inch. Remember we had that 3-inch piece right here? So I'm going to just grab this, and I'm going to cut 2.5 inches off of here, which is about, let's just lay it right here, 16.5, right there. Just cutting 2 of my lining pieces. I'm going to put this binding on first. I know some people have seen it done all sorts of different ways, but I'm going to put it on here first, and then we'll do the seam all the way around after the fact, so that way you don't have to try to add this small piece after. So I'm going to literally sew this right onto the area. Fold it over to this side, fold it into the center, and then over itself. I need my water, which is over there on the other machine. Fold it over to itself, just like this, and I want it nice and flat, so I'm just going to top stitch. I'm trying to pay attention where I'm at. So there, the binding is already on that. So when I go to sew it in, it'll be down like this. See that? And it's already covered. So I'm going to do the same thing now on the opposite side. That's going to be in the seam allowance. I'm not worried that it's not fully. over. Honestly, didn't even need that much. I'm going to just trim that off. There we go. That's better. Okay. That's nice and ready. So now we need to find the centers and do a bunch of clipping. I'm going to grab all of these clips. I don't need the big ones, but we're going to clip. Actually, we'll just clip right here. I have some more little ones right here. We're going to grab our other pieces to the bag. We're going to find our center. I haven't had a chance to put them all in their own size clip things. I just leave them all in the bag. All right, we need this. We need our outside pieces. There's no pockets inside this bag. I didn't do any of that. I probably should have, but I didn't. All right, we're going to mark the center by folding it in half, and I'm just going to put the most tiniest little notch up here with the scissors so that I can see. No, that's not going to work. Let's go this way with it. Right there, a notch. That's my center. I'm going to mark the notch on the bottom center. I can see that notch. I can see that notch. I'm going to do the same on this. There's a center notch up there. And a center notch down here. I know I cut a lot off, but the seam allowance, it'll be hidden in the seam allowance. And then mark the center of this wonderful piece. Right there. Right there. Right here. And right here. Ta-da! Now, right sides together. I'm going to start with one side. I'm going to line up my notches that I created. I'm going to go ahead and clip this on all the way around. We're going to do one side at a time. Yep, that's perfect. Doesn't matter which way I clip this seam down. Mark my centers, put them together down here at the bottom. Finish going around the sides. It's one giant circle. Well, oval. It's an oval shape. And it seems like it's too big. Oh no. Some of these clips have not been used. They're tight as can be. All right, it's fitting good. All right, So now that I have it clipped all the way around, I'm going to sew all the way around my Easter egg shaped bag.
It's awesome looking. Looks like a canteen holder to me.
Okay. Yeah, kind of. It's different, that's for sure. All right. And I'm going to use like a 1/4 inch seam because I'm going to be covering it with binding anyway. And you could actually sew the binding on at the same time as you do this too. And the thread broke. Why did the thread break? And the thread broke again. It's like, what is the word for it? Shredding. Look at that. Look at it shredding all the way.
Oh my gosh.
What is wrong with this not so happy thread?
It just keeps doing it to you.
Sorry, guys. You know, one of these days, I'm going to set up this machine and set it up for a different kind of thread. Come on. If it shreds again, I don't know what I'm going to do. All right. Well, with all those problems, I have now just made a nice big disaster.
You need me to help you there? Carrot? Whatever you're doing?
I'm just snipping it off. All this stitching. Sorry, guys. It really messed it up. Got caught or something. I have no idea. I'm going to shrink this down too, I guess, while I'm ripped it off.
What if you lower the tension?
Lowering the tension, if you just lower, it's not going to do anything because the tension is perfect on top and bottom.
Tell them you did change the needle for
I changed the needle before starting. It's a fresh, brand new needle because I broke the previous one. I need to take off, like, I don't even know where to do it at. I can always do it down at the bottom center. I need to take off like 1/4 of an inch off this whole entire thing So the bottom center is going to get it. Why? Because I can. All right. This is how I'm going to do that. I never said I was perfect at this, my friends. All right. Cut some of that off of there. You know, this might actually help with the shape of the bag as well. Keeping it shapy. Notice it's sewing through this just fine. Is it out of bobbin now again?
Or it can't be if you just changed a new one.
Nope, it did the tangling thing. This is what's wrong. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me get this out of here.
Yeah.
It's coming untangled inside the case.
Okay. How about that?
I don't know how it does that, why it does that. I think it's because the bobbin winder on this machine does not wind bobbins properly. Even though you guys, if you've watched the video of when I got it and put it together, it went together really nicely.
Well, one of the bobbins was bent, remember?
Yeah, and one of the bobbin cases was bent when we were trying to roll it.
It kept hitting the winder.
It was like
Dinging it.
bent as in, like, it was like this, but it was bent in.
Because of how we started it. See, here's your little, that's your start thread sticking out.
Oh, you might have to take a little tack to it. A little scissors. I mean, I don't know why I said the word tack.
But that's why.
Snip it off.
Around that sucker. Do you have one of those little ones in here? Or should I go to the other room?
I don't have one of those little ones in here, no.
Okay, I'll be right back then.
All right, let's do this one more time. Let me pull all these threads out here. You know what really sucks is that our vacuum broke the other day. The spinning motor part went out. While I was vacuuming my fabric room, I was like dusting the shelves with the duster part of it. And I was holding it up, and all of a sudden I started smelling something funny because it didn't have a long cord or a long suction thing. It was like only that long. So you actually have to lift the whole vacuum up. And I was lifting the vacuum and vacuuming, and all of a sudden it started stinking really bad. Oh my goodness. It smelled like, you know, when a vacuum spinner part gets stuck with something and it, whatever. Well, it turns out the whole spinner broke completely. Well, I already have something else in there.
Okay, well, you know what I mean. Try in the future.
All right, let's put this back together again. Oh, it was this way. Put this center down here. I know that I just made it a nice big disaster, but guess what? I don't care. I know you can't see what I'm doing. Sorry, guys. I like to bring things really close to me so that I can even see, because my vision is a little messed up. And it's still kind of big. Let's just cut that whole thing off. And so one more time and that's it. I'm done. One more time. That should be enough seam allowance taken away. Where'd it go? It's the bottom one, right? Yep. One more time. Let's see if I can even cut through it with these scissors. Oh, I can. This is the last time I'm doing this. This should be enough. I measured it, and obviously my measurements are just wrong because I suck at math. Oops, I don't know why I hit that stupid button. Let's try this again. Last time. There we go. And the bobbin case did it again. Or the top did. Whatever one did. Yeah, I'm definitely going to train this machine for set it up for a different kind of thread because this thread sucks. I'm also going to figure out why that bobbin winder does not work properly. It never has since I got this machine when we put it together. I can't get.
Want me to try?
Nope, I got it. This out again.
Did this one do it? This is the last one we rolled through. Let me do this one too. Just start using the other.
I think this is empty though, pretty much. So there's no point in straightening it. I wasted more thread today. I should just sewn this on the regular Juki. This is the last bobbin I rolled.
Won't run off the material. The sewing machine can't handle it.
Well, I have no other way of pulling it off. Okay. Now that I've made a complete mess, and have made a disaster of a bag. This is the last time I'm doing this.
Just gonna finish it on the Juki. Can you do that?
Nope, because this is too thick right here.
Oh.
All right, this should be the last time though. Everything should match up perfectly now. Is that the top? Oops, right sides together. Oh. center, right there. This should be exactly the right size now. No more messing around. If not, then I give up. Because we measured. I saw those numbers, and I cut all those same numbers. Doesn't help that these clips don't open very wide.
Can you use the long arm bobbin winder to wind these bobbins? Or no?
No, because it's set for what it is. If I change it for this thicker thread, then it'll just mess it up.
Yeah, that's right. It's
Nope.
set for the glide.
Yep, it's set for the glide thread, the bobbin winder at least, out there. Remember I told you I adjusted the bobbin winder a little bit on my long arm, for my long arm, and it changed all of my tension settings in the bobbin cases. So I have one bobbin case for all the old tension bobbins and one bobbin case for the newly rolled bobbins, because you cannot change the tension on it for specific threads without changing your bobbin casing and all that stuff. You literally have to change everything. So no, I cannot wind these on that bobbin winder. I don't know, when we put this together, I don't know why. And it doesn't even, you know, they say you can sew while winding bobbins with this machine. No, you cannot. The thread breaks, it gets tangled up, it knots up, it's crazy. I don't know what they did or we did wrong when we put it together, because we followed the instructions. And yes, I'm using the bigger clips because they're working better.
What instructions? They didn't come with instructions.
Oh yeah, this machine didn't have instructions. We put it together off of a YouTube video.
They didn't send us any instructions with this machine. You want it for free, remember?
Yeah, this was my freebie machine.
Yeah.
I could have chose a different machine though, instead of this one, but
Yes.
I wanted a bag making machine, but I guess I don't make bags enough to, you know, use it all the time. But I wanted to be vinyl, cork, leather. I wanted to sew all that, and I have tons of vinyl and stuff, but all right, this is the last time. I forgot, this is knee lift only. There we go. Move all these out of my way. And so very slow. And the thread broke. Not my fault. I'm also going to disconnect it from here. Maybe that will change things. Get out of there, you stupid thread. Sorry, guys. I'm attempting something with the thread real quick. I'm just going to thread it a different way. Maybe it will change things.
What kind of thread is that? What is it? That thick stuff.
It is called AMANN, Amon. I don't know how to pronounce that one properly. It's Amon. It's polyester. It's 5,000 yards, 16 ounce. It's a T90. Oh, it's Tex 90. That's the one. Yeah. It's the other thread that I got. That's all Tex 70. Because I bought a bunch of thread for this, but it's smaller to use the 7010 needle instead. All right, let's see if that fixes anything. It's sewing. All right, let me get rid of all these random threads now, and we'll clip on the other side and sew that on, and then we'll bind it. And then the only thing I'll have to do is make a strap. That looks good. All right sides together. Match my notches. Then we'll still have to sew around it 2 more times though to get the binding on there.
But if this machine would have worked, you'd have been done half hour ago.
Oh yeah, I would have been done a while ago if I wouldn't have had issues with this machine. Don't ask me, guys. I never owned an industrial until I got this one, and I used it a lot when I first got it. I made a lot of bags, little vinyl bags, but in the last however long, I have not used it enough. What? Why does the thread keep breaking? I don't get it. I never had a problem with vinyl and thread breaks. Sorry, guys. I'm going to do something real quick. Back through that port. Do that. Do that. Around that. Take a piece of vinyl.
What if you don't pull the binding around it and just let it fray?
On the inside of the bag? No, I won't do that. Okay, so do that just fine. So Maybe it just doesn't like jean.
It's time to go back to the double wedding ring quilt now.
Yeah, right? And it broke again. What is wrong with this? All right, let's just... I don't know if that other machine is going to sew through these layers.
Maybe something is wrong with that thread.
It's the thread. I'm telling you, it's definitely the thread. Let's put some black thread over on this machine. Turn the camera.
I got you.
I could make a quilt with multiple different threads. I mean, not a quilt, a bag. My goodness. I have a feeling it's not going to sew through all these layers once I get to the thick part.
Microtex needles?
I don't know what a microtex needle is.
So that's a no.
So that's a no. I don't even know. It's just Juki needles. That's what came with it. I haven't bought needles for that machine still to this day. If you guys have been around a long time, and I said it a long time ago, I have yet to buy needles because I don't use enough. I don't use it enough to need to buy needles. Really hoping this one will sew through it because that's quite a bit of layers with the over those binding pieces. Huh? Oh, if you want to. Yeah.
What blends with the double wedding?
Okay, this one's not meant for this many layers. It just snapped a complete needle. I don't know where the needle went.
Uh-oh.
You need safety glasses to sew. This Juki is not meant... Oh, I found it. Oh, that's only some of it. Where's the rest of it?
That's a middle piece. That's not even the end.
It's probably down in here.
Wow.
Yeah, I told you guys I needed
The broken
machine.
pieces.
Yeah, it's several pieces.
Holy cow.
This machine is not meant for this many layers. There's literally 8 layers between jean and fabric here, plus the seam of the jean is here around the edge.
Where's your little needle nose? It's right there. That's the tip. Where's the rest of it at?
The rest of it's up in here.
Okay.
You got it on your finger.
No, I don't. Can you move, please? It's right here. You can feel it.
Okay, well, there goes that idea. I'm just going to have to deal with that machine.
Okay, 3 pieces.
That was not a good idea. There we go, ruining my Juki.
I don't think we ruined it. We just broke a needle, right?
Yep. Scott will turn the camera in a second. Back to this crazy machine. I gotta find...
needle.
Oh, never mind. I didn't know you still had the needle in your hand. I thought you threw it away already.
No, I didn't get to a trash yet. I don't want to throw one of these. I want to throw it. It can be put in a bag, you know?
Yeah. It tried for like 2 seconds. That's what I get. I knew I needed this machine today. I just didn't know this machine was going to be more of an issue. And now you guys got to see the other Juki snap a needle into like 5 different little pieces. This is where the industrial machine comes in handy. I just got to find where it ended, and we need to go super slow, I guess.
Wait, yeah.
It's the thread. Look, it tangled already.
Yeah.
Look at this. Not only is it, I'm just going to have to not finish this bag because now both machines are screwed up. This one won't roll bobbins correctly, so this is a disaster.
Is that the 1181N?
Yep, this is an 1181N.
Maybe
and if
it's
you
the
can,
way it's threaded.
it's threaded properly. It goes through this stupid thing, into this, through that, in there, around that. It's pretty much the same as any other machine, threading it wise. I'm going to unthread the whole entire thing, though, and rethread the whole entire thing. One more time. And if I have trouble still, we're giving up. Because if I can't sew this on any machine, then what's the point? Through that hole. Through this hole. Through that. To the disc. Through the hole below it. Through this darn slot. Around this slot. In between the discs. Under that thingamabobber. Back up through this thing. To this hole. Into this hole. Around this. Through this. This is a lot of threading, by the way, my friends. In through the needle hole. It's sewed through that vinyl just fine, so I don't understand what's happening here. Could just be the bag, because I did leave the side seams in it, you know. And I'm going through a whole heck of a bunch of layers. Where are we? It's trying to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus there's this, see, the seam of the jeans, the butt seam or side seam. I don't know which one that is.
Try not backstitching.
Try not backstitching. It's already broke. It's the thread.
Okay, what if you just try a different color? Put the gray one in. See if it's just that black.
I don't know what's going on here, but it disconnected itself again.
Okay, what if you just put the gray one on? Gray's close enough to black, isn't it?
It's not going to work. Why switch a thread that's the same exact thread?
Just to see if the black's messed up. I don't know. Okay.
No, this time I'm going to run it without putting it through that notch again. See what happens. I have no idea where all this thread is going. I'll clean it up later. This is it, though. I'm giving up after this. Or I'm going to cut the bag. You know, cut away that. What is it called? There's a word. Cut away the seam. This is it. One more time, though. It's supposed to be able to sew through this. It's not going to. Sorry, I'm gonna manually turn it.
Once you walk it through the seam, is that what you done?
Yep. That means I'm not gonna be able to put binding on it because it won't be able to go through that. That's what it is.
Try a hump jump.
And the thread broke again. I give up. This is done. We're done. I just wasted a bunch of stuff, but you know what? I can't keep going because it's just going to drive me crazy. So I have quite a bit of a seam left to sew. The bag would have been cute. I'm just going to turn what's kind of sewed outward. The rest of it we're going to pretend. Oh, it didn't even cut. Oh, that's the other side. Okay, good. With the thing. So this is what it would have been had it sewn properly. It'd have been a nice little butt cheek, you know, with a front pocket on that side and a butt pocket on this side for a cell phone or something.
Cell phone in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Big.
So once I figure out what's going on here, I might have to trim away some of this bulk, you know. I think that's its problem. That's why it's not sewing and it keeps breaking, because it sews just fine. I'm going to put this piece of vinyl through it one more time. Watch this. If it sews this vinyl, it means it's this itself. Oops. It means there's too much seam allowances in there, too much seams, thickness. See? Sewing just fine through vinyl.
So it's just the jean it doesn't
It's
like?
just the jean. It does not want to sew through the jean. So I will figure this out off camera. I'm just going to give up on that for now. All right. And I will clean all this thread because I have mounds of it.
Hey, what if you just go through the whole thing just using the hand wheel and going slow?
I mean, I can. I've got it threaded right now. Where
Just
was
walking
it?
the whole thing.
Walk the whole thing through. This is going to take a bit. Sorry, guys. This is not in my plans today to do this. I gotta be able to sew it with my foot, because that's slight right there, right there.
Oh, good. Laura gave you $5. She said, thanks for your effort. It's frustrating when things don't work the way you want them to. So say thank you to Laura.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you very much. Okay, I can stitch through this area just fine.
You want me to turn the wheel for you?
No, it's going through all this just fine. It's not going through multiple layers. So everywhere that there's something thick, I have to manually do it. This machine was supposed to be able to sew through like 20 layers of fabric. Apparently not. At least not for me.
Not jean.
Not jean. Jean must be thicker than vinyl.
Well, maybe you need a special jean needle.
It could also be needing a different needle, yes.
You're telling me you only have one.
I only have one kind of needle, literally. I have this right here.
And We only have one
Juki
left.
needles, and there's only one left. There only came with 2 in here. That's all I have for this. So unfortunately, I can't do nothing about the needles until I order some. And that's if I want to keep using this kind of thread or a different kind of thread, because I really don't know all the different things that I'm going to need. Because again, I don't use this enough. Once I get past that thickness, I can go around.
You want me to spin the wheel for you when you're
No,
doing it?
once I'm past that thickness, I can go
Okay,
just
but when
fine.
you are doing it.
I gotta get over this one more time because I have a feeling it's not gonna. Next time I make a jean bag, I just won't use the side seams. You know, anywhere that there's a seam piece. It's this that has no stitching right there. I'm gonna go right to that and then manually stitch it. There we go. All the way. Let's go all the way.
I tell you, let me turn the daggone handle for you. And don't use batting on person side.
Yeah, probably no batting and no seams, no side seams.
Here, why don't you just let me turn the thing? You're gonna hurt yourself. Oh, it's going easy now.
That's because it's not on anything. Let go real quick.
Oh, okay. Now should I do it?
Nope. Right there. Stop.
Oh, I thought you.
Nope. You trying to turn it at the same time shredded the thread again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm never buying this brand of thread ever again.
Can't use Schmetz needles.
I don't know what brand needles this can use. This is a specific kind of needle. In these machines, it's completely round at the top like a long arm needle, except it has a tiny little groove.
Do you have a Genema jig?
A what?
Yeah. Just say I don't know.
I don't know what that is. All right. We're just going to leave it at this. Let me snip away all this heavy thread real quick into the garbage. And we're going to turn this thing out and we're going to pretend that it's finished.
Well, I can turn the thing for you.
Yeah, you want to go all the way around with binding? I don't think so. This is the general idea, though, of what we were trying to go for.
Do you need to put the binding all the way around it?
No, but that's if I keep it for myself. I don't need it. If I was to have sold it, then I would need to add something.
Why
All right.
will it fall apart without it?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it'll shred. It'll make a big, huge mess inside the bag. So we're going to imagine that I have a strap for it. I didn't make that part yet. My lovely oval shaped bag. Oops, I didn't pop that side out either. The reason why I wanted batting, though, see how it stays nice and upright? If I didn't, it would be saggy. So I'm just going to pretend that it's nice. There's a little hook right here that you can hook your keychain to because I left that there. And then obviously the handles will go on. Did I make removable? I didn't on that one. I don't have any straps already made. So there's a pocket here and the pocket here and nothing inside the bag. But this was the general of what I was going for. It's these right here. All this from the top of the jeans you know, is what was making it hard. And then having the binding wrapping around the sides, you know. It's supposed to sit just like that, right there. So there that is. I'll figure out how to finish it so that it's not so sloppy and put a handle on it, but I am totally done for now because that just drove me nuts. But it's cute. Definitely no more side seams. So when you cut out your fabric, don't use any seams that are right here. Don't use any of the seams that are right here on jeans. Don't use any of this kind of stuff. So I would have never got a perfectly round, you know, circle right here because I would have lost the whole pocket. I can get a circle though from these areas and then rip the pocket off and then re-sew it back on center. So that's an idea. But don't use any seams because you won't be able to do it with the Juki TL2010Q or any other machine other than an industrial. And even that was a struggle. So there it is. I'm done. Any questions or anything before I get off of here? Because I have a disaster of a thread mess to clean up before Mr. Thumper finds it all when he comes in here.
Jim says you could use spray check on the seam.
I could fray check the whole entire thing, yeah, on the inside. I just don't, I mean, if I keep it for myself, then obviously, you know, that's no big deal for me. But I already have like 50 bags. I really don't need any more, and that was the goal, was to make it and sell it, but.
Well, if you get it finished, it can still be sold.
Yeah, if I finish it, it can still be sold. I just have to deal with, you know.
I'll turn the wheel for you, honey. I told you that.
All right. No questions or anything?
I don't know.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get going. Thank you for hanging out with my struggle because this is a live stream and struggles are real. It sews through vinyl just fine, that machine. But when it comes to all those other seams, yeah, make sure you get rid of all that excess when you're sewing jean bags. But I like it. It's cute. I just need a strap on it, and it's adorable. Hanging there. You know? I just don't have an adjustable strap in here already. All right. So I'm going to go. Scott's waiting for questions, but he'll get it off right now. So thank you guys all for hanging out. And next week, we're hoping to do a D-stash next week, but we'll see how that goes. And then we'll get back to this when I'm calm. Bye, everybody.